Okay guys, what is up? Moria is here today to do his second One Piece chapter 761 review. And this time, after all these chapters, we finally saw the beginning of Trafalgar Law's flashback when he was a child, and the big revelation of Doflamingo's younger brother, this executive officer named Corazon. He appeared in the few last pages of the chapter, but I will begin with the beginning. I'll begin with the beginning, and then I'll come to the end. So the beginning of the chapter was normal stuff, Dressrosa in chaos, like Dressrosa was 10 years ago. Now she's in chaos again, and the Marines are trying to stop the pirates and the animals, because all the animals, if you remember when they were transformed into toys, thanks to Sugar's Hobby Nomi, they're all trying to get out of the island. But if you remember the bird cage, you can't just go outside the island. Like, you have free will, but that's how it is. Doflamingo trapped this island, and now everyone is in chaos. And it really is, well, like I said, the real big coincidence is that the tragedy that happened 10 years ago, now it happens again. But this time it's not King Riku controlled by Doflamingo, but it's Doflamingo himself doing all this shit, all this crap. And with that, you can assume he's not no longer a king. So the first thing we saw Vice Admiral Maynard and giving the orders to stop all these pirates and to bring an end to this chaos to Dressrosa and saving the citizens and all this shit. So the first beginning of the chapter was quite normal, but yeah, it was okay. So the second part of the chapter, and the most main part, was we continued to the fight with Luffy and Law against Doflamingo and Treble. We can see that Treble is still doing nothing because this radio knife and the injection shot that Trafalgar Law gave him in the last chapter. And we finally find out a bit more about his past. About his world noble shit and all this thing. So it appears that like Doflamingo confirmed 2 times, he is a former world noble, and Trafalgar Law asked him why he can connect with the CP0 and move him to come to Dressrosa. He's a world noble. But here's where this shit begins, because like if you remember, he's a former world noble, but after this particular accident, and when he was claiming that he belonged to a family of traitors, he tried to explain, he became like a fugitive. In a short words, yes, like a pirate. So that's why, maybe that's the reason why, except that he was stealing the money from the world nobles, but maybe that was the reason, one of the reasons that he had a bounty of 340 million berries. But it appears that not only he was a member of the family of traders, and he was a fugitive, and many pirates tried to kill him, even we saw a little flashback. I don't know if there were pirates or were noble guards, I don't know, but they were all shouting, "Kill Doflamingo, we can't let him escape." Because it appears that Doflamingo, he is the key, he knows the truth and the secret about the national treasure that's hiding in Marijoa. National treasure? What the hell was he talking about? What kind of treasure? Treasure. You can't assume that it's a jewel or gold. You can assume that it's something much more important, because it said this national treasure, if he's the key and he knows the secret and everything, he said that this national treasure, it means that he can shake the world or destroy the world. So it appears that this national treasure, it must be something particularly special, something that the world government tried to keep it with all the strength, all the guards, all the army they need. And Doflamingo is the only one who knows the truth. So maybe, I don't know, but here's my thoughts, but maybe this national treasure, maybe it appears, maybe this is the last of the ancient weapons. This, because if you remember, we have Pluton, the battleship, we have Poseidon, the mermaid form Shirahoshi, Princess Shirahoshi, who with her voice waves, she can just control the sea kings. So that's Poseidon. And we have, but we never heard of him, we have Uranus. So, like this name said, Uranus, maybe it's like heard in many comments, maybe this ancient weapon is like who can control the weather or something like that, because I don't know, because when he said national treasure, I don't know, maybe there are some files or this ancient weapon Uranus, I don't know. Because for now, this national treasure, it has to be clear perfectly if we want to find out the truth. So somehow, that's what it means, but all this national treasure, it's really wondering what he means about that, because about his power, this open-nomi, I mean his itonomi, this string fruit, 0. What he means about his power, this national treasure, itonomi, it's not. We have to eliminate this thing of the list. So it must be something stronger, something much more famous and powerful. Something like that. So yeah, that's the first thing. And the second thing, what he was talking about, well, that's the best part. It's very interesting because it appears that all this time Doflamingo wanted Trafalgar Law alive because of this his open-nomi. I mean, for the first time, I really was thinking why he wanted him alive. I thought he tried to teach him a lesson or about his betrayal and everything, etc., etc. But now I understand why he wanted him. Because it appears that open-nomi that Trafalgar Law had, it appears that Doflamingo in the past, he wanted that Delphi so badly because he said that this power can control the whole world. Really? I mean, a power like that? How? I mean, how can you control? Because for now, the only techniques we know is shambles, room, injection shot, radial knife, and the one who can take the hearts from your opponent's corpses. So, how can this Delphi, I mean, how can he control the world? But I know how. But here it becomes the best part, because it says here that there's a technique in this open-nomi, and Doflamingo thought that Trafalgar Law didn't know about this technique, but it appears he knows. It appears that this technique, it's how was it called? Eternal life, something like that. It appears that this technique has the power to give eternal life, or should we say like immortality? I don't know, to another person, so he can live forever. But in that case, if he give him the eternal life, the Delphi user can die. Really? Seriously? So maybe that's the whole thing. Why he wants to keep him alive? Maybe Doflamingo is trying to pursue that Trafalgar Law give him this eternal life, to be immortal. To be immortal, because when he find out this Delphi, he wanted to eat it and have for himself. Because if you remember, like I said, this Delphi can control the world. I don't know how the hell or how the fuck he can, but this Delphi can. But I don't know. But it appears here that this thing that he eat the Delphi and everything, it appears that all this sent out this 13 years ago. Or how in this chapter says 16 years ago. I don't know. But it appears that this things, how Trafalgar Law ate it and Doflamingo loses this power, is begin all this when Corazon was alive and he was 88 years old. Yes. Maybe that's the spot where all this begin, because when how Doflamingo said, when you ate this Delphi, you how he say, you take away this opportunity to go to Marijoa and to blackmail the world government, so he can control the world, or to become like a ruler of the world domination. World domination, same old villain's old dream. I know what's so special about it, but never mind. Yeah, but it appears that all this, his plan failed, like I said, for the third time. That is when Trafalgar Law ate the Delphi. And Doflamingo said to him that all you did because of revenge. because of revenge. It appears that maybe this revenge is when Doflamingo killed his younger brother, Corazon. Yeah, maybe it's that. I don't know. Maybe it's that. Maybe that's the reason. I don't know. But and then and that's where Trafalgar Law and Doflamingo continue to fight. And before that, I forgot to mention that when the first beginning, Doflamingo, I don't know if it was his clone, this Black Knight, or himself. I don't know. But him and Bellamy tried to attack Luffy, and of course, for that strings he had his arms touched, he used his legs with his gum octopus, or I don't know, but maybe it's a Gatling gun. I don't know, because in the chapter it says octopus, so maybe it's a new technique or this Gatling gun. I don't know. And he tried to protect himself so they cannot kill him, because Bellamy comes with two swords, and Doflamingo, his clone, I don't know, he came with his Ito no Mi, I mean his string power. And then of course he avoided the attack, and then I finally figured out that was his clone, who with a single blow with his leg he crushed Luffy, and he fall down below to another floor, to another flat. That is down below the main quarters of Doflamingo. And that's where begins all this chatting about war nobles and everything. So yeah, that's it. And then finally we saw a little bit, and maybe this is the beginning of the flashback of Trafalgar Law, because the first scene of the flashback we found out, like, we saw 18 years old Trafalgar Law fighting with Diamante and Treble in another port, another island, I don't know, Snake Port, something like that it was called. And then he was fighting against them, and then he was talking to them like he have 2 years, 3 months, something like that to live, because his dead doctor told him he only had 2 years and 3 months to live. So it appears that Trafalgar Law was ill, and maybe when he ate the open nomi, maybe it saved his life. I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't know. But it makes some sense now when I heard the talking about this eternal life, something like that. It makes sense. Oh yeah, I can't even believe it. It appears that when Diamante said, even Don Quixote the pirates, they even accept children to their crew. And how he said the few of them pass the test and become a member of the crew, because the other children escape after 2 days, and that's obvious. And then we saw a little bit of Buffalo and Baby 5, of course young. I don't know how much years they have, I don't know. And then after that we saw the first time Corazon, the younger brother of Doflamingo and the top executive officer. And at the first sight of him, I don't know, it appears that he is evil. It appears that like Diamante and Treble said, it appears that he hates children. Really, he hates them. And he's like they said, he doesn't like to talk because some tragedy happened to him long ago. Fortunately we know he's not mute. He just don't want to talk because some tragedy happened to him many years ago. And we saw at the beginning when he was trying to enter the palace, he slipped and fell on his back. And then Baby 5 tried to give him, she said, Corazon, can you give me a hot pot of tea? And then he drank it and spits it out because it appears it's too hot. It's too hot. And then he came to Trafalgar Law, he took him with his hat and threw him out the window from, I don't know, 3rd or 5th floor. And he fall, it appears like Buffalo said, he fall in the mountain of steel. And like we said, we see he's barely injured. And then he tried to smoke a cigarette, or no. Tried to smoke a cigarette, and then somebody screamed, Corazon is on fire! So like I said, it appears that he is evil. and very clumsy. Well, of course we can understand that because he is biological younger brother. So some of them are saying, some of them in the nature rules, it says that some younger brothers or sisters, I don't know, they can be clumsy a few times, or sometimes, all the time. So it appears this Corazon is clumsy. For now, what we know, he's wearing the same coat as Doflamingo, and he's wearing, I don't know, it's a hat or a cowl, I don't know, and a whole t-shirt and a whole shirt with heart symbols and black sunglasses. And his smile, I mean, his smile, it remembers me Heath Ledger's Batman of The Dark Knight. So, yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, this character, Corazon, is really interesting. It's a really interesting character. And, so yeah, I'm done. Of all these chapters, very interesting chapter. Well, the beginning of the chapter was quite normal, like a normal chapter. But the rest of it, when Doflamingo was talking about his past, about his national treasure, I don't know. Yes, I'm done. So I will give this chapter 8.5 or 5 of 10. And I see you guys later. Peace. Subscribe. Comment. Give me your thoughts and ideas. Give me something about this national treasure. What do you think? What do you think this national treasure is? What will be? What will be? Give me your thoughts and ideas. Peace. Have an awesome day.